Tell me, have you ever seen Mario's mustache do this? That and so much more on today's entry of Critical Chat. Hello everybody, welcome to Critical Chat, where I chat critically about video games. And right now we are in what I would call a very slow news week. There's no big break the internet game announcements happening. There's no big stories really circulating. Things are just a little bit quiet, right? The Nintendo Direct is a few weeks away. That'll be a big episode, right? That'll be a big moment here for the channel for sure. But in these quiet news weeks, I'm tasked to challenge myself to come up with things to talk about. So with today's entry of Critical Chat, I'm going to do just that by spinning a wheel. I have 6 topics here, and I want to talk about at least 4 of them. I want to spend 2 minutes on each of these said topics. Some news stories, some just interesting tidbits of video game things that are floating around the interwebs. Now, this is not edited, right? I'm spinning the wheel. I swear this is random. We are going to be talking about Roblox Brainrot. So recently, timer starts now. So recently, Roblox has been kind of taking over Steam. Roblox is like one of the most, I think is the most played video game in the world. It's so crazy because I genuinely know nothing about Roblox. Genuinely. Like I've seen the little avatar dudes. I've seen like some of it, but it is kind of insane how popular something can be, and I have just little to no knowledge of it. However, I do know it is taking over the internet. I do know that this is primarily what the younger generation is playing. Now, I don't want to be that guy waggling his fist saying, kids these days in their Roblox. You know, that's not who I am. If people are having a good time playing a video game, more power to them. You know, enjoy your time. However, I recently saw a post from Luke Plunkett. This is one of the co-founders of Aftermath. Great site over there. You should definitely check out. That this is like kind of damning the industry right now. Kids are growing up on free games, essentially. And I'm not just talking about Roblox, I am also talking about Fortnite. Fortnite is added to this as well. When kids are just given games for free, essentially, why would they pay for games later? You know, seeing a $15 game on Steam is very steep compared to another Fortnite Battle Pass or a Fortnite skin. You know, they're already a part of an ecosystem that is continuously evolving. Why would they go outside of that ecosystem when they know they're going to have a good time there? You know, when that's a guaranteed good time instead of taking a risk on that $15 indie or a $60 AAA game or an $80 AAA game. Plunkett says that kids aren't growing out of it, right? They're going to stay in this ecosystem forever and never experiment or never go outside of their comfort zone. And I don't necessarily believe that. I don't think he's giving youth their credit. But I do think that Fortnite and Roblox will always be competition for pretty much any developer or game publisher. It's just the sad truth. All right, it is time for another spin of the wheel. Let's see what the next 2 minutes of this video is going to be about. We are going to be talking about Mario's mustache. Now, what exactly is Mario's mustache, you ask? Well, it's the one above his upper lip. No, actually, it is a part of a series of shorts that Nintendo has been putting out on their kids channel called Play Nintendo. Now, this channel I did not know existed before these shorts came out. I scrolled through a couple of the videos, checked a couple of them out. It's weird, man. It really is like for kids, for babies even. Like, it's got Miss Rachel energy. There's a video of like a mother and a son playing a game. These are actors, of course, voice actors, of course, and it's bizarre the way that they talk to the audience. It truly is. I never thought that they made stuff like this. Bonanza's featured, Mario Kart's featured, and these Mario shorts are now featured, and they're pretty cute. They're like 50 seconds long of Mario combing his mustache or trying to get his hat, and they're still putting these out, and this is a part of a big initiative to indoctrinate kids. Now, weirdly, I didn't intend this to relate to the last topic. I actually do think that this is how we combat Fortnite and Roblox. You get them even younger, right? There's not like 3-year-olds playing Roblox. It's, I would say 10 and above, right? But if you get 3-year-olds in the headspace of Nintendo, in the headspace of Mario's mustache, in that world, you're already hearing the music, right? The Mario music is in these videos. If you get them while they're young, then maybe they'll buy the games when they get older. I jest, but I truly do think that this is the way to do it. I think Nintendo is trying to cultivate young fans. And is that a bad thing? Morally, sure, right? Definitely morally, but when we're talking about the future of this industry and the future of Nintendo as a brand, yeah. Now, I haven't heard any like children's reactions to these. I don't know if kids are even watching these. I've only heard full-grown adults talk about My Mario. But yeah, there's also like blocks coming out. There's baby toys of Mario, and look, I think it's morally weird, but also kind of brilliant. The wheel keeps spinning. Let's see where we head next. We're looking at Nintendo Direct. Okay, I can talk about this for 2 minutes. Now, there's been some rumors floating around for the last forever. A September Direct has existed since Directs have existed. It's just a known quantity at this point, and I do think that we are going to get one, and I actually do think it's going to be kind of a big deal. Look, we don't have a release date for Prime 4. It's about time. That game's been rated in pretty much every single country at this point. We've seen posters in London and on buses. It is happening. The marketing is already going ahead of what Nintendo has got. It's kind of weird that there isn't a release date for that game yet, but also it does make sense. There's a lot of stuff moving around right now. We're in what I would call delay season, so we'll see where Prime 4 ends up, but I do think that that definitely shows up. It is Mario's 40th anniversary in September. And I don't know. I'm not saying that we're going to see a new 3D Mario, but there's got to be something, right? There's definitely going to be some kind of new Mario project, probably more My Mario shorts. We'll probably get more of those. Something I'm looking forward to the most, though, and I know I absolutely shouldn't, right? There's no rumors. This is just me speaking from the heart. I really want to see, like, the future. I want to see what Nintendo's cooking for 2026. At least one project, right? What one game from 2026, or maybe even beyond that? Like, what is the future of this hardware? What am I looking forward to? Why would someone buy a Switch 2 come this holiday season? You know, like, what am I looking forward to in spring or summer next year? Now, I know we have that Splatoon game. Maybe we see more of that at this Direct. That could be a big possibility, right? I think that is like I want to say that's like a January, February game for some reason. But I want to see beyond that. I really want to see the next 3D Mario game, but that's too much, right? There's just no way. There's no way that's happening. But I don't know, maybe just a peek? Maybe because it is Mario's 40th anniversary, maybe we get like a super peek? Maybe, please? All right, we're down to our last 3 topics, and I'm only going to pick one more. Clearly, there's one in here that, like, should be a part of this video, right? Like, this should clearly be a part of this video. It's kind of a hot topic. There's been some PS6 rumors going around. I should stop, right? Those aren't the rules, but that's the one I definitely want. I kind of have my fingers crossed for that one, but let's find out where we land. Oh boy. PS6 doesn't look like it. Oh, I'm gonna be talking about Call of Duty. This is the one I didn't want. Great. I honestly put this topic in here to kind of just fill space, and I just really had my fingers crossed that I wouldn't get it, to be honest. But I saw a tweet from Kami recently. Follow him down below, posting game news and gameplay stuff all the time. Great guy. Saw a tweet from him about the Gamescom numbers, the viewership for all of the trailers, and Call of Duty was just significantly ahead of pretty much almost every game combined, maybe? Yeah, Call of Duty being at 48 million views and Resident Evil Requiem right behind with a measly 6.1 mil is kind of insane to me. I was always under the impression that Requiem was extremely hype, right? That game is going to be a big deal. People are watching that trailer. It was I mentioned before, not like a super great trailer, but we did see a lot. We see gameplay for the first time, like really gameplay. And yeah, Call of Duty is just kind of a juggernaut. I see Fallout Season 2 only got 6 million. Hollow Knight, right? One of the biggest games in the world, right? Only at 5.6 mil. Not even close to Call of Duty. And I know that this is a weird thing to mention, right? Who cares, for starters? That's not really a big deal, right? It is Call of Duty, but it really goes to show how much Call of Duty kind of controls the entire gaming market and kind of controls all of the attention that gamers give to said market. You know, this does actually fall in line with the first topic, with Roblox being this massive juggernaut. Call of Duty's right there with Fortnite and Roblox. It really is. There are people out there that only play Call of Duty. That's it. That's the only game they buy throughout the year, and that's kind of scary, man. You'll have to excuse me for going over my time here, but I actually found a strange through line throughout all of these topics that we mentioned today. There are a ton of games out there that aren't getting played enough, and there are a handful of other games like Fortnite, Roblox, and Call of Duty that are just dominating the landscape. And it does threaten other games. It does kind of hurt the industry a bit. I'll go back to that Plunkett post, and at the time of recording this, I'm starting to agree with them even more and more. Fortnite and Roblox really are poisoning the youth with the free-to-play model. And after you play Fortnite, after you maybe grow out of it, you usually grow into a game like Call of Duty. By and large, it is Call of Duty, right? I guess if you had to take away anything from this video, play more games. There's so many out there, man. You know, Call of Duty is on Game Pass now. You could subscribe for a couple of months and play it that way and use that money elsewhere on, I don't know, Ghost of Yotei looks really good. What about Expedition 33? Or hell, Hollow Knight, right? This game that everyone is talking about. Hollow Knight. Give it a shot. Play the game. Play more games, please. That's all for today's entry of Critical Chat. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to comment down below and give me your thoughts on some of these topics. I do think that we found some kind of strange through line. It kind of worked, right? Comment on the whole format of today's video as well. I might do it again at some point if we go through another slow news week like this. Make sure to give this video a like. I would greatly appreciate it, and it does help this channel quite a bit. Also, consider subscribing. Critical Chat is a weekly show that I'm kind of having a lot of fun doing, to be honest with you, and I want to continue doing it, so your support, again, is very much appreciated. Check out the links down below. I'm on Twitch. I'm on Blue Sky. There's a Discord there as well. And until next time, party on. Let's go ahead and talk about one more topic for bonus level. It's going to be the PlayStation 6, baby. So there's this rumor going around that the PlayStation 6 is going to be a portable console, but not only just that, it's going to be dockable. So it's going to be a hybrid console. It's basically going to be a Nintendo Switch, right? And I don't know how I really feel about it. To me, there really hasn't been a big success story for anyone but Nintendo when we're talking about a portable console. Like, the Steam Deck is a thing, right? It does exist, and people do like that product, but I wouldn't really call it like a massive success for Valve or anything like that. It's selling okay, and it continues to sell okay. It's definitely a product for a certain type of gamer. But the Nintendo Switch 2 is for everyone, right? The Switch is for everyone. And there's also the Xbox thing too, the ROG Ally thing. And I can't imagine anyone dropping almost $1,000 for a portable Xbox. It's just hard to believe. I don't know. We're in a weird space right now where hardware isn't super exciting anymore. Like, I actually don't want to buy a PlayStation 6 right now. Please, PlayStation, push this thing back as far as possible, because I'm not ready. I'm not ready to drop $800 on a portable PlayStation. And I wonder, do they just ditch the PS5? No way they ditch the PS5, right? But, like, they're not going to have just a standalone home console? It's just going to be this portable thing? And again, what kind of power? There's specs that leaked too, and maybe you could read through them better than I can. I don't really know what any of this stuff means, but apparently it's going to have backwards compatibility as well. Is it going to have a disk drive? Like, this is the end of disk drives for PlayStation then, right? And that's also kind of crazy. We're in a weird space with the future of hardware for pretty much everyone right now. I don't know what Xbox does next. I mean, they have a new chip, that's all we know, but we're in a complicated spot right now, especially because these things are going to be almost the price of a used car. But yeah, the PS6 is going to be a Switch successor.